So for today's project, I have to fix an issue I'm having with flickering lights, or pulsating lights. The headlights are flickering, interior dome lights are flickering. If it's got a bulb, it's flickering. I've checked the grounds, thinking it was a ground issue, but all the ground cables look good. The body, chassis, block grounds look good. The negative terminal on the battery, that looks good. So it's got to be something else. So I've got all my ground situated. So now I'm looking at this. This is called the voltage regulator. And I got this unplugged here. And the first thing I noticed is that all this stuff is pretty crusty. Right there. So I went ahead and took the bolt out that's holding this in, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove it and maybe get these connectors down there. It's hard to see, but I'll take it out and I'll show you. Maybe I could just do that now because I got this. I took the fasteners out already. Well, in the process of taking the fasteners out. There's a last one there. So before this falls. Okay. See, these terminals, they don't look too bad, but they're a little crusty. So I'll clean those up. And then I'm also gonna clean up this guy here, reseat it, and then hopefully that resolves it. So I just took a piece of super fine steel wool. I just kind of flattened a piece here and then stuck it inside of there, in between the connectors and this plastic housing or whatever. And then I went back and forth like this, and it did a really good job of getting these connectors cleaned up. I don't know what I'm gonna do on the vehicle end, but I mean, it's hard to see, but these connectors came out really clean. So I'm gonna try this first. If that doesn't work, I might open this up, but I want to try these connectors because they look so horrible. And we'll just go from there. What the? I'm not really sure what the heck that is. Let me just, oh, it's just kind of, that could be old dielectric grease or something. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, I'm not really sure, but I think this, I wonder if this plug is, what? Yeah, this looks like maybe some old dielectric grease. I mean, it's just, it went right through there. That's interesting. Look at that, it's just, yeah, that looks like old grease. And if, hear that? It's sticky like old grease too. I got most of this cleaned out. A lot of it was just, looks like old dielectric grease that was stuck in here, and it kind of hardened up. So I got all that cleaned out, but I can remove these cables or these wires, but I'm afraid that these plastic tabs are probably too brittle. And if I push down on them, they're probably gonna bust off these tabs. They're gonna break off. So I got a lot of gunk out with that pick and just a little piece of paper towel, but I'm gonna take some of this like super fine 10,000 grit sandpaper. I mean, this stuff is like nothing. I mean, it's like super fine. So I'm gonna try to fold up little pieces and see if I can get the terminals cleaned up. I took the super duper fine 10,000 grit sandpaper and just stuck it in that terminal here. I'm just gonna go back and forth like this and try to clean that up. I mean, this sandpaper is super fine, but that way I don't ruin it. But as you can see, definitely getting some gunk out of there. All right, I think this is gonna get as good as it's gonna get as far as getting these cleaned up. These terminals are on there and connected very firmly. Everything feels very firm and like there's a good, clean, positive connection everywhere. So let's get this hooked back up. Huh. So the e-brake light, that doesn't seem to be pulsating, but I don't think it happened. It only happens when the vehicle is running. So let me start this thing. Nope, still pulsating. Still pulsating. Back to the drawing board. It's probably hard to see on camera, but these lights are definitely pulsating. All right, so it's back to the drawing board for this one. I don't know, I might just replace that voltage regulator anyway and see what happens. I don't know what else it could be that's causing it, but basically it's all the interior, all the lights, any single light in the vehicle is pulsating. And let me see if the pulsating speeds up when you hit the gas. So that's what makes me think it's either, I suppose it could be the alternator, but I still suspect that voltage regulator needs to be replaced, but I don't know, we'll see. I noticed that this doesn't come with its own ground wire. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove this again and see if how the ground location looks on that bolt or on that screw, and then I think that might be part of the problem. All right, so I've cleaned up this hole here, and that's the mounting hole for the voltage regulator, one of the mounting holes. And then I have a stainless steel fastener, and then I also cleaned up the mounting location there for the voltage regulator. So what I'm hoping is that the fastener will bite into the chassis, which is already grounded, and then the fastener will make contact with the voltage regulator, and hopefully that'll be a good enough ground. And then if that doesn't work for troubleshooting purposes, I may just hook up a wire directly to the negative terminal there on the battery, just to see if that clears it up, if it is a grounding issue. I can also do a ground here. This is a ground for the ignition module, and then you have I have another ground here that actually comes off the battery, which could be thicker, but I haven't had any problems up till what I suspect to be this voltage regulator. So I'm gonna try this out and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's all back together. I've got the negative terminal back on. I'm just gonna shut this hood here. Okay. Now let's try this again. Okay. tell yet. Huh. I think it's fixed. And it would pulsate faster as I gave it gas. I think it's fixed. Oh, you know, I could tell really well was with the dome light, which I need to fix the switch on this dome light, but oh, come on. Just gotta get it to work here. Oh, come on, dome light. Oh, gotta fix this dome light. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Let me see if I can try this again. My phone ran out of storage. So I had to delete a bunch of videos, old videos. Okay. I could really tell on these dome lights right here. Whenever I would give it gas, they would pulsate faster as I gave it gas, and it's not doing it anymore. So that was it. Let me see if I can clean this lens real quick. There was some glare on the lens. Still got the glare. There we go. Maybe this way now. I guess since I'm filming the dome light, that's what's causing it. But yeah, it's not flickering or pulsating anymore. Usually, and another thing it fixed too was right here, this amp meter. This used to flicker. This little needle would go back and forth and just kind of flicker, and now it's not doing it. It's like perfectly still. That needle is perfectly still. Totally fixed now. So, man, that's great. Totally fixed. All it was just the ground on the voltage regulator, guys. So, pretty cool.